What's up?
Oh, I'm just compiling all the top sports scores, news, and odds so I can make the very best bets.
Me too. BetOnline.ag.
Join today and receive your 50% welcome bonus at betonline.ag.
Do you think Kyrie Irving stunted Jason Tatum's growth? Because that's a narrative going on in the city, and that's something I don't necessarily agree with.
No,
I don't agree with that, especially when it came to the postseason.
No, I think that what happens is, great players have a tendency, or even good players have a tendency to defer to better players. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt that Kyrie Irving is one of the top 5, 10 guys in the NBA. So Jason did defer to him. Everybody deferred to him. Brad deferred to him. And because of that, this team never got on their footing. Only one guy seemed like he was like, no, it's not about Kyrie. It was more like, I think it was Brown. Mm-hmm. Was the only guy that seemed to be like, this is what I do. This is what Marcus Morris, maybe he was another guy. Mm-hmm. But it was just so many different things that happened. And to me, the light of it was the fact that you watched them not have Marcus Smart. And defensively, they were god-awful from time to time. I mean, they could not control the initial point of attack, and that was when it started going downhill.
Some of the comments I heard after Game 5 from Brad Stevens and Kyrie Irving really surprised me. Well, more Kyrie surprised me more than Brad Stevens. Now, Brad Stevens, of course, taking the blame. That's nothing new, right? Mm-hmm. We saw that time and time again throughout the course of the regular season. Look, it's my fault. I need to do a better job. So, of course, he was singing that after Game 5. But what Kyrie Irving had to say surprised me a bit. Now, look, I'm not expecting Kyrie Irving to go up to that podium and pretty much give a half promise or somewhat of a guarantee that he's going to come back to Boston. But I was really surprised that we didn't hear Kyrie Irving say, hey, we did our best. Me and the teammates, or teammates and I, we did what we had to do, but it just didn't work out. Yeah. We didn't hear him say, Brad Stevens and his coaches did a really good job of putting us in this position up until this point. None of that. You didn't hear him say, this is a great organization. I'm going to have to check out my options and then move forward and see how I proceed after that. You didn't hear any of that, Cedric. Did that surprise you at all?
It does, because you would think that being here now for 2 years with so many people coming to Kyrie's defense or wanting to be on his side, this was Kyrie's team. You could tell when you announced Kyrie Irving, people were going crazy. Mm-hmm. When he came back, his statement of saying, if you guys want me back, I'm coming back. I'm going to resign. But then 2 months later, he says, see me in July.
I don't know anybody blink.
There was a turn.
Yeah.
There was a turn, and I don't think the Celtics, and not him, but I just don't think the Celtics ever recovered.
So what happens now if you're Danny Ainge? Do you bring back Kyrie? Is that the goal right now? Do you let him walk?
No, you cannot let Kyrie walk.
What happens next?
I think you want to get Kyrie back. You want to sign him to a long-term deal. But at the same time, if he's not coming back, you have to be in bed with Kyrie in the fact that we'll say it like this. Sellers can pay him more money than anybody else. Mm-hmm. So if he gets his money and you're able to trade him, sign and trade, you're able to get back something for him. So one hand would wash the other. People want Kyrie back. I guarantee you 65, 75% of the people do want Kyrie Irving back.
You think Kyrie wants to be back? You think he wants to be playing across the street?
That's
next season, Celtics uniform?
I don't know. I would hope he would. He had a great time. He should have had a great time here. But you ask yourself this. I'll ask you. Instead of you asking me, where's Kyrie going to be happy?
I think if we're talking legacy purposes, I think if you're Kyrie Irving, you're giving this one more try, a couple more years, sign, re-sign, re-up, and come back.
So where else in this league do you think that he'd have a possibility that he'd be happy?
New York.
Why?
You
got a bad team. You got a bad team.
Yeah, but he loves the city. He loves the culture.
It doesn't make any difference. You love the city, love the coaches, but
if Kevin Durant's going to be playing with you, it makes things a little easier.
Well, you're going with a narrative that he could possibly be. But then if Kevin Durant plays with him, he is now going to be what? Second fiddle?
Exactly.
So,
which is why I think this would be the best situation for him, because one, we're talking legacy purposes, right? It's not going to look good if you're Kyrie Irving. And two, when this is the biggest reason why I think he's going to lean towards signing back with Boston, is because he's looking at the narrative now. It's changed, right? Before the narrative was, oh, yeah, he wants to go team up with Durant. That's his buddy. They want to win championships together. Now the narrative is, oh no, Kyrie can't be a number one option on a championship team.
Well,
And if I'm Kyrie Irving, that doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah.
I want to prove everyone wrong.
Yeah.
I want to show everyone that I can be the number one option on a championship team. I can lead them to the promised land. I just need a little bit more time.
I think the narrative is one where you look at it, Kyrie is going to have a lot of soul searching on what he wants to do. And Danny has a lot of soul searching on what he wants to do with this team. It's going to be an interesting summer. You know, what's in it? Is Anthony Davis in the horizon?
Mm-hmm.
Do you trade some players? You know, one of the guys who was so good for you last year, Morris, can you afford to have him back in the fold? Jason Tatum is about to be free. Terry Rozier, he lit a match to everything that was Celtic green. So I don't know how do you know, how he's going to make that turn coming back here.
Does Al Horford change his deal?
Al has.
Does he opt out and restructure his deal to give the Celtics a bit more salary cap? You know,
That's
a lot of question marks.
He loves his city. He loves his team. He believes in his team. But there's a financial thing, too. Why would you opt out of a $30 million deal trying to help somebody else out when, you know, he can go out and get, you know, some more money? And it's about making money in this league, too.
Right.